Subscribe to CIRV'N IT RAW.
Yes, Lord.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Everybody wanna be a boss, but don't nobody ever wanna take a loss. But if you a hustler, you can get it back. 10 toes down, let the paper stack. That's why I keep it pussy, concentrate on my dog. Right now it's our heartstrings. Never let a headache get close to a chain.
Calculators and money counters, all I need.
Hey man, CIRV'N Raw, goddammit.
Yes, Lord. You done tapped into CIRV'N IT RAW podcast. I am your host, Ghetto King, the Gutter Man, the Pirates Iron Chef, and I have a very, very special guest in here. Now, I want to say long live special one because she's not here physically, but she is definitely here in spirit. But this group was considered one of the greatest female hip hop groups of all times, I would say. If y'all gamers out there that be on that GTA 5 that I know y'all doing, y'all riding through the city and y'all bumping that West Coast classic on there, that We Roll Deep song is created by this group. But they are the rap sucker free Thelma and Louise. I want to welcome CMG of the Conscious Daughters.
Thank you for having me.
What's
up, Ghetto?
I gotta have them long spills, you know what I'm saying? So people
Man,
keep
I
their
love
mind
it.
right.
Sucking it all in. I take it all.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Y'all are definitely legends.
I don't even know how it happened. It just went by. It just happened so fast. You know, all of it was really just for the love of the art and just, you know, being out there and enjoying life when times was good, you know, and making good music.
That's what's up.
You know, bam, it just, it was prolonged and, you know, just what a blessing.
Well, for people that don't know, where are both of y'all from? You and
Okay, so Conscious Daughters is from the Bay Area. Special One is originally from Seattle, Washington. And when she moved out to the Bay Area, we became best friends around the age of 12. She moved out the Bay before that, but I met her around age 11, 12. And so her mom worked at a radio station out here, and my neighbor and her were friends. So we met at my neighbor's house, and just once we met, we just became best friends because we had shared such a love for music, and our backgrounds were real similar coming up. So I was born and raised in Berkeley, in Oakland, and Richmond.
Okay.
Got my family straight from the Bay. My mother was from Yosemite National Park. She was born and raised there, a Native American woman, and my daddy's from Philly. So they relocated to Berkeley. That's where I first moved when I was a baby. But I've been in the Bay ever since, you know, and it's just, that's home. So yeah.
Gotcha. Is that East Bay?
Huh? Yeah.
East Bay. Okay. What, East Oakland, I meant to say?
East Oakland, Richmond, mostly. Yeah. But when I first moved here, I was a baby, we was in Berkeley. My family moved around. They made just enough money to be able to, you know, move around and, you know, keep me out of the streets pretty much. Till I got older than I was in them anyway. So
well, one of the things I want to ask you is, how was the vibe like creating Ear to the Streets? Because I think that when most people create their debut album, it's like the most you can, you know, you pull out of an artist.
Yeah.
So how was it when y'all
so we're talking 1993-ish. And at that time, hip hop was so alive and popping everywhere, but mainly in the Bay. We had so many groups out here that had independent labels, and we was all at the same time on fire. I'm saying from just every group that you can think of: Chris Hicks and the Loonies, 3 Times Crazy, Conscious Daughters, Rapping Forte, High-Road was doing the Digital Underground, San Quinn, everybody from the city. We had RBO Posse out there. We had Marvelous and Sebo in Sacramento. We had E40 and the Click here, obviously. We had all these groups in Paris and the Conscious Daughters, and all of us together. Every time the clubs was popping, we would all be in the club. Like, everybody eventually made it. You know what I mean? It was crazy because we all, the Loonies, all of us together, we did so many shows and everything. So the Bay was on fire. So when it was time for us to record, we were so well seasoned because we've been hanging out with the boys for so long. Go to all the events and they're all there. It's all guys. is literally like me, Karryl, Special One, Marvelous, Mystic, and Sugar T, and Silky, which was around. I didn't see her as much, but she was also in the mix too at the same time, and some other women too. 357, of course. I don't want to leave nobody out. And then we have
that was with Hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I'm on it. Marvelous, everybody you name.
Yeah. So making that album we couldn't wait. We were just hungry. And it wasn't about the money and the fame. We were just hungry to be seen and be heard. And we wanted to travel. And we wanted to go to New York. That was our dream. We want to go to New York because that's where to us, that's kind of where it started, because that's how we started. Karryl's mom working in the radio station. She grew up in that radio station, and her mom would get free promo records. All the free promo records would be coming from New York. So when Special One got her first set of turntables by the age of 13, she started scratching old school, New York stuff. And we used to listen to Mr. Magic Show and the Awesome 2 and all that stuff. Because her mother would get all the hookup on all the tapes and everything from New York. And we just used to be on New York so bad. And then, when the West Coast gangster rap started, then that's really when that combination of the New York that we had in us and the Bay that we had in us was what really kind of lit the fire. But making that album, it was the best thing. We spent the night in the studio. We came to the studio with slippers and blankets and 40s and food. And it was like we was going camping. It was great. There was those times when you didn't need no sleep, being young and full of energy. So, and creative. We was just ready to go. We started recording easily at the age of 10, 11, 12. As soon as we got those little handheld cassettes, we started recording on those. Then by the time we got to high school, Special One ended up going to the radio station there. Mm-hmm. The teacher just looked at her and said, I can't teach you nothing because you know everything. She already learned it from the radio station. And then she started being the program director there. So we started using that station to make cassettes and tapes and passing them out. And that's kind of how we got to be known. Also having a radio station and being on-air personalities at our high school, 10-watt station. So it went from probably about from Oakland to San Jose, from Oakland to Sacramento. So it was a good little 10 watts, and we just became known real early on in high school. Well, and that's kind of how we got that voice. We started talking on the mic so early.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like I sound like a newscaster right now. Shit, I mean, it's just kind of in our blood the way that we carry ourselves and talk and stuff. I can say that now, but I didn't know the whole time. People used to tell us when we do do interviews when we went to MTV, they were like, you guys should be some VJs. We was like, what's a VJ? There was like a video jock, where you do radio and stuff. And we was like, oh man, maybe we'll try that one day.
Now, the fact that y'all had so many rappers out of the Bay, y'all first album didn't have, I don't think y'all had any features? Or maybe y'all had like one
No,
feature?
we had one song. No, the first album, no, we didn't have any features.
Yeah.
We didn't have any features. And then we just we had like people that we knew like from around the block. That kind of came from material that we had already had early on in the year. And so Paris had kind of took it and stripped the beats and then put some more beats on it. And then we changed some of the vocals. So we were just kind of focused on doing us.
Okay.
And we didn't say we don't want no features. We just kind of didn't think about it. Didn't think about it because everybody's our friends. Like we have been, like Money B is like a brother to me. You know what I mean? Like if people like we've been around each other so much. Everybody trying to get out, and go do other stuff. And I think
Money B from Digital Underground.
We just didn't think about it, huh?
Money B from Digital Underground.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And Shock G and we all came up together. So, I wish we would have done more songs because what happened is once we blew up, Priority just sent us on the road. We were gone. Like we went on a tour. He hooked us up with William Morris Agency, one of the top touring agencies. Next thing I know, we're touring with Outkast and Tribe Called Quest and Ice Cube and it just Nas, and we were just out. It was for years, like so that was kind of a blessing and a curse because we weren't really here a lot to do a lot of collabos with our counterparts, which
okay. I ain't gonna bring up Nas. I ain't gonna bring up Nas. I don't want you to faint or nothing.
Right. That part.
I saw your other interview when he brought up Nas, and I was like, okay, I ain't gonna bring that up.
Woo. Anyway,
So,
next question.
I don't think. So how was it working with me and X then when y'all did the Ghetto Sarah Lee? Because that's actually my favorite song from me and X.
Well, it's interesting how that song came about because she wasn't in the studio when we recorded it. We actually, Master P came to Richmond, California, and he moved out here for a little while because he saw the hustle that was going on with some opportunities for independent record labels. And, you know, there was this white man, this beautiful white man named Walter Zelnick, I think was his last name. And he had this distribution company. He started putting all the rappers' labels out, putting all their music out, and you know, letting us be available in record stores and stuff like that. And so I think Master P came out here, you know, smartest thing. He really came out here and blew up. And so he caught up with Conscious Daughters and he said, hey, I want y'all to do a song with me and X. After he blew up out here and we met him, he came back and then he brought us in the studio. It's Too Short Studio. I think it was Too Short Studio, downtown Oakland. And brought us in there and just cut us fat ass check and was like, hey, I get on this song for me and X real quick. Came back, showed us love. He said, take that check right there, that Sandwall Bank right there. I fuck with Chinese. I fuck with the Japanese right there. I don't do no Bank of America. It's open right now on Saturday.
I'm with him on that one.
I love him so much. I mean, that man is a genius. Yeah. Just a genius. Yeah. So that's how that happened. So she wasn't in the studio. We were able to talk and we just, you know, loved each other from a distance. And but it was a great collab. You know, we just went in and put it down.
I would have never been able to know that y'all were not in the studio together had you just not told me now. It
right.
Y'all chemistry together was phenomenal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. So which one of your albums, well, hold on, let me rephrase that. Which is your favorite album and song recorded by the Conscious Daughters?
My favorite song is definitely one of the faster spitting tracks because them songs came such a long way. So I would say TCD for Life is probably my favorite song just because I love to rap fast. That's my thing. And of course, Princess of Poetry, which is our first really song where we was just kind of showcasing the skills that we had because we were just so focused. Yeah. And so Princess of Poetry first, TCD for Life second. My favorite album is the Ear to the Street album, the first one that we did, the classics, just with Wife of a Gangster and all that on there. Just because we used to date drug dealers and stuff. And it was like a lot of it was just so real at the time, you know, but we just took it to the next level, you know, like put more on what it really was. But that's my favorite album, Ear to the Street, easily. Okay,
because Paris did all the beats on the first one.
Paris did all the beats. So the way it really happened is we met Paris at a Digital Underground album release party. So they were releasing the album. They had a party, so we went to the party. We had on our Conscious Daughter hats and jackets when you could go in the mall and get it pressed on your hat. Oh, it was like, put Conscious Daughters on here. And we got our jackets and, you know, we went down there. We had just jackets full of cassette tapes from the radio station. Like we were just making tapes and we wrote our phone number on there. This is before CDs, right? So we wrote our phone number on there, Conscious Daughters. And then we had all kind of shit written all over, graffiti and stuff all over the tape. And so when Paris seen us, I had heard of him, but I didn't realize how. So he saw Conscious Daughters. So Black consciousness to him is serious. Like he was like, "What Conscious Daughters? What's that about?" So he definitely had to come and see, you know, check in because if you're familiar with Paris, also known as the Black Panther of hip hop, affiliated with Public Enemy and very, you know,
conscious,
lightweight militant. You know what I'm saying about Black people and how Black people are treated, how they, you know, disrespect and not all this stuff. So I had heard his song "The Devil Made Me Do It," but I wasn't really that familiar with Paris. Like I knew he existed, but I didn't. He don't come out a lot. Like all of us are coming up together, but Paris, he don't hang out at the party and, you know, he don't do none of that. He's always focused on doing other shit like learning and going to school. You know what I'm saying? We out here, you know, partying all night. He's just not that kind of person. So when he saw us, he came up, he said, "What's that about? What's some Conscious Daughters about?" And so Karryl was like, "Bam, here's our cassette tape." You know, we was just talking. And then I think she eventually got on the mic and started freestyling and stuff. Because that's just her nature. She'll walk in any club and go straight to the DJ booth and just start rocking the party. you know. And so my whole thing is, I think he listened to the tape, you know, and he was like, yeah, you know, I love the content. The beats are whack, you know, but I love the content, right? So we had a framework when we after we ended up signing with him. He made us an offer. At the time, he was signed to Tommy Boy Records, but he was leaving to go do his own thing.
Yeah,
so we decided we were going to roll with him, right? And that's when we took that framework and rebuilt it. So we already had the ideas there. He stripped all the beats. He did new beats. He actually wrote a couple of songs on there. He flipped around some of the lyrics, took out some of the 40 references and stuff like that, because there was I now see his vision. We was like a vehicle to spread a good word about Black women, but still be us at the same time. Yeah. So he said every album, I want to write a song that has a message to it. Because if I'm gonna put my money in this, I want to make sure that there's a message to it. The first song, he wrote a song about teenage pregnancy called Shitty Situation. Yeah. And because I would have never came up with nothing like that. I didn't have no baby, you know what I mean? Like he wrote that.
So he wrote that.
Yeah, he wrote Shitty Situation.
Okay.
Second album, he wrote a song about AIDS called All Caught Up. The song about AIDS. Yeah. We knew nothing about that. He planted that one in there. And then the third album on the Nutcracker Suite, he wrote a song called Dirty Little Secret. And that was about domestic violence. And so it was just a match made in heaven, the way that he sprinkled himself throughout our album and really fine-tuned what we had already done. And it was just amazing. Like all that talking shit, we do that all day long. But the parts where you hear something that is a fact, or, you know, in the AIDS song, it says AIDS, you know, the numbers and the factuals around all that stuff, that's all pairs.
Okay. Well, speaking of substance, I'm glad you touched on that, because that kind of goes into my next question is, what advice do you have for new female rap artists? Because I don't know if you paid attention or you know, but I know a lot of older female rap artists look at the newer rap artists, the new female rap artists, and kind of feel like they're kind of doing like a prostitution, you know, era, you know, type of rap. And you know, it's a little bit on the, I mean, you like, you know, you had artists like Kaya, you know, and Lil Kim.
Yeah, we had them, right.
So you had artists back then that had vulgar, you know, type of rap. It's not like what the newer ones are doing is just like, oh my God.
I think it's just more about the content and the disrespect of, I won't say disrespect. See, there's a fine line. I'm not one of those bitter. It's like a lot of MCs that are my age, they're bitter. You know, we didn't make that much money. We didn't It's not about that. Mm-hmm. But for me, first of all, I'm excited as hell that there's women are like 10 of them on the top charts right now doing what they're doing. Mm-hmm. But I'm more concerned about the mental health of these women. Okay. Like this is what they know. So it's not like they saying we're gonna fuck everything up. This is what they're growing up in. So I think the problem for me is beyond the music. They doing what is popping for them. Okay. I mean, there's no more surprises in what your body, you know, ass and your titties look like no more. Like, you know, it's not even exciting anymore. Niggas don't care. You done messed it up for all of us. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, it's just like, I'm real proud of it. And a lot of them can spit. You know what I'm saying? I love Lil Kayla. I don't know if you heard of her, but Lil Kayla is from the Bay. This girl she's like a little female Too Short, but that little girl, she talks shit. I like them. I like them with the attitudes. It's just talk about something other than bags and all it. Stop looking alike. All y'all look alike. Everybody look alike.
I'm having that problem with the male rappers too.
Nobody sounded alike. Nobody looked alike. We all was different. And that's what's missing, in my opinion. They all have the same rap. Period. You know, like it's just the same thing. And it's not a bad thing, because, you know, I enjoy some of it. You know, some of it I don't like, some of it I do like. But I'm worried about my granddaughter that I just had. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what's she going to be looking up to? So anyway, I got a song coming out about that. I'm teeter-tottering on, you know, look at you, brand new ass to new tits. But what you teaching little sis? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I want to say, Yeah, I wish I could have an answer to, you know what I mean? Like, it's like a little teeter-totter song. It's going to be tight when I get it done. But yeah, so, it's just like, I don't know. It is what it is. The world changes. The people we used to look at, our parents used to look at us like we was crazy when we was doing what we was doing. Now we're looking at them like they crazy. So it's just a change of the times.
Yeah, which I agree. And I said the same thing.
Can't control it. It's nobody's fault. You know what I'm saying? It's just what's happened to the world is all fucked. The world is fucked right now. We grew up in fun times.
Like it is.
Well, okay, I want to say this. I grew up on drug dealer music. They growing up on drug user music.
I know. I think somebody else said that too. I want to say it was.
I don't know. I said it. You might have heard me say it on another podcast because I said it before.
Yeah.
But this guy I know told me that, and I said I'm saying that everywhere I go because that's exactly how I feel. But that's the difference. I'm proud of all the women. I ain't gonna name who I like and who I don't. There's so many of them. I think they can all flow though. That's the good part. I remember back in the day, some of them would come out with them squeaky voices. But now they got the strong voices and they know how to deliver. But
where's that word at? Right there. Right there.
Yep, there you go. That part.
Well, this comes to my important question. I definitely got to get this one out the way. What is CMG's top 5 favorite rappers, dead or alive? I gotta say favorite because Mitchie Slick got on my ass last time because I said top 5 rappers, and he was like, "Man, you gotta reword that or something." So
my answer to that is, there's eras. Okay. I'm of a certain age, so I got top 5s from the 90s, and then I got a top 5s from the 80s, 90s, and the 90s, 2000s. I can't mix them together.
That's fine.
Because my top 5 is gonna come from old school.
I think now in 2023, it needs to be broke down by era at this point anyway. But go ahead.
Right. But this is tough.
Come on now.
Okay.
Get comfortable.
KRS-One is definitely going to be on my list just because when I started, there's so many. But when I started in this shit, we was on KRS-One Criminal Minded album. That's one of the greatest albums ever written, in my opinion.
Okay. That's one.
Do I go with the groups or do I go with, let me just go. So KRS-One, definitely Nas.
Okay.
It's mostly men. I would like to put a woman on the top 5, but there's so many before. Okay. I'm going to be a little different. I don't want to go by group. I was gonna say Ice Cube because I love me some Ice Cube. Okay, but I gotta go down south. I don't know. This is tough. Listen, KRS-One, Nas, Ice Cube, NWA, Tribe Called Quest. These are groups that I love. The Beastie Boys. I'm all over the place. You know what I mean? Like some of the newer. I'm all like 90s, early 90s. I love Jay-Z, obviously. The Lox, hella dope. Outkast, amazing. I don't know. Lil' Kim, she's one of my top females. Queen Latifah, very much so. But then I'll move to, I don't know. It's so many. I can't even name them all right now. But
I think that's what makes y'all that's what makes you so remarkable.
Rakim. I love all kind of, I gotta go to the Native Tongue family. Can't leave them out. You know what I'm saying? Like the De La Soul and I can't name one.
Damn.
NWA, Too Short, excuse me. Too Short is probably my third, number 3. Insert.
Okay.
Insert Too Short, number 3. Okay. And E40. E40 is up there. And Special One is probably my number 1 favorite MC, number 2. rest in heaven, my angel sister. But she was the dopest freestyler like I ever seen in a woman or a man forever. She was just out there and just so dope.
Well, what's
I'm sure
next?
how much of people I'm forgetting. I just need to see a list or something because I love the whole genre of everything. I'm also into a lot of old school music too. So,
Gotcha. So, what's next for you? What's next for CMG? Because I know you said you was working on a song.
Yeah, I'm actually about to go on tour in the spring. I'm trying to get my show together so I can go on tour in the spring with my DJ, and I got a wonderful hype girl coming out with me, YB Baby, and we just about to hit and just open up some shows for some of these lowrider shows they got coming up and hype the party up with the female thing, drop a few Conscious Daughter songs, do some tricks with the DJ. I got a dope DJ, like a real DJ, like she stepped, like a real trick or DJ, a stunt DJ, basically.
What's her name?
Her name is DJ DeAndroid, and she's a protege of Qbert. If you ever heard of Qbert, she's a student that comes from under him. And so I'm just trying to, and I'm dropping some new music. I already got about 3 of the songs done. I'm just gonna do like a 4 or 5 EP, and I'm filming some videos in December, and I'm just trying to, get all this shit together, just because it's time now. Thank God, thank you, Lord. We just got a proclamation from the mayor of Oakland, and beautiful billboard in downtown Oakland. This whole 50th year hip hop anniversary thing is really shining a light on a lot of us that had came out, in the past, and a lot of us from these cities are finally recognizing the talent of hip hop that's coming out of the cities. And thank you to Oakland for making Conscious Daughters and giving us a proclamation. And Shock G's got a day, Shock G Day from Digital Underground, and Tupac just got a street, and then E40 just got a street in Vallejo. And so it's a lot of good things happening for, the old school rappers that, and so we're all just like, let's just do some music and tour because, there's money in that. So now, I'm trying to get on these shows and go out with Digital Underground and the Loonies and, all of my counter people that's out here getting money and just go live life. Because it's a huge following for it now.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
The grown folk party, yeah. So I'm just ready to get back out there now. I feel comfortable. It took me a long time to feel comfortable, and I'm at that point. So, from Gutter Kane, CIRV'N IT RAW. One thing I want to do is I want to give you and Special One y'all flowers. The Conscious Daughters, y'all were phenomenal. Y'all helped shape a lot of people in this world, and thank you. I appreciate your contributions to hip hop, and I'm just I'm actually, like I said, I'm glad and I'm happy that I've actually, like, I have a chance to actually be able to talk to somebody that I go and bought, as a kid. Like, I'm talking about, like, shit, it's born in 83, so what, 93? No, you weren't a kid. You was 20. You aging me now. I was only 16 when the song came out. Now I'm lying.
Hold on. How old were you when
I was 16. Like Easy E said, had everybody thinking I was only 15.
You just, you're a phenomenal person, man. You have a great personality. I loved it from the day that I was able to reach out to you. I can't say thank you enough to allow me to, to interview you. And I want to make sure that I stay, I have your number. I'm gonna stay in touch with you. This is not the only interview that I plan on. I try to make sure I reach out and go back and talk to everybody, and just if you have anything that you're doing and you're like, hey, I got this up and coming artist. Hey, Gutter Kane, can you interview her? Or can you, stuff like that? I have no problem with doing that. Like I said, it's
all good. Appreciate it. Much love. Thank you very much. And when I come to Seattle, you see me on the ticket. You gotta come through.
Oh, most definitely. I'm there.
To the show.
I am there.
Yeah. Awesome.
But is there any you want to tell how people can reach you on social media?
Sure. I'm Conscious Daughters on every platform. It's just got to be spelled right. People can't find it because they can't spell conscious. I don't know why we got that long ass name. but it's CONSCIOUS daughters. But it usually pops up. So TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere you look, Conscious Daughters, you can just type that in Google and I think all of them will come up. So thank God we have that much business. Like, and then the new music. I did a solo album called the Jane of All Trades by CMG, but it doesn't come up, when you search Conscious Daughters. I'm working on getting those keywords together with the Apple people and stuff. But so, check that out if you get some time. And hit me up. I'm around.
Oh, well, you have a good day.
Okay, you too. Take care. It's nice meeting you.
Thank you again.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Just make sure the coke fire. Told the jeweler cut some links and bring the gold higher. He want to shoot it, he hot-headed, he ghost rider. Send him through your shit like Robin Givens with the old iron. Swinging, fork in the glass pot clanking. Holding the boat, they ship sinking. I make one brick, two without blinking. They was